Hey, how you doing today? My name is Alex Ty Crane, Assistant Director for Block Squad Memphis. We're here today at Shelby County Sheriff's Office down here. We're doing the Trauma Responsive Summit, where we learn about ACEs, adverse childhood experiences.
Hey everybody, this is Raymond with Beyond Educating Foundation, as well as Family Man Enterprises. And we just want to thank the staff here, Dr. Charlie Caswell, for inviting us in.
I'm the founder and CEO of Heal the Hood Foundation of Memphis. I'm here to support Commissioner Charlie Caswell and Ms. Bibbs, and just the whole initiative of being able to bring people together and really come together as a collective solution to the problems we're facing here in the city of Memphis.
What's so good about this event is Charlie Caswell was talking about something he read in the book, or something that he's hoping and praying for. We've already read it in the book. We've already been hoping and praying for it. We're doing it now. We're working together. And now what he's doing is, now he's gotten more authority, more power, he's just doing more of it. But he's not doing anything new. He's doing what he's been doing, that's been working, been successful, especially in the Fraser community, working together. And now he's expanding it. So he's doing what's proven, what's worked, got the data to prove it, successes, impact. Now we're spreading it out. We're doing what he's been doing, now we're just doing more of it.
We come together to partner so we can have some unity in the city. We got different organizations down here. We got a lot of elected officials down here. We're really trying to make a change in the city of Memphis. Now I don't want Block Squad Memphis. We're here for the kids in every community. Man, we're trying to make a difference, bridge the gap.
All right, we're going to get started. To those who are joining us live on our stream, again, welcome to our weekly stakeholder meeting right here at the Dwelling Place 3034 Old Austin Peay Highway. Again, for those that are here, please, when you see this on social media, share this with other pages, because some people are just not able to be blessed like you to get away from lunch. To be able to share it in this stakeholder meeting. So we want to make sure that this great information gets out to all of our stakeholders. Again, welcome this week. We are excited about, I told y'all we have a great guest that's going to be here this week. I had to keep it a surprise because anything could have happened and our colonel could have got called somewhere else. But I'm excited to have our new colonel here at Austin Peay Station, Colonel, help me Colonel, I'm bad with names. Shabazz. I call it Shabazz, but Shabazz is here with us. I'm excited about her and her vision for continuing to help us keep our community safe, healthy, and nurturing out here in District 6 as we continue to wrap around our stakeholders here. For those who don't know, District 6 is made up of Raleigh, all of Raleigh, Nutbush, and unincorporated Shelby County. Again, thank you all for, again, the flyers that we've been putting out and sharing about our blight and about our food giveaway. Thank y'all for sharing it. So many people have been reaching out and utilizing it and sharing those resources with us. I'm just thankful that because when they do come, Sister Sonia, tell Lord thank you. I just call everybody sister and brother to stay safe. Sister Sonia and Sin Relief and Pastor Leon are there to be able to serve them with that food that we need them. And when I know that we need a good mentor for our young people, we can call on Sister Burks, Dr. Burks, with a mentor with a vision, who got a great event coming up. So again, we're going to share our announcement real quick and then get our colonel up here for this next meeting. Nicole, what are you going to share about the district connectors? Or do you want me to share?
Okay.
Come on. Let's hear about district connectors. Again, for those in the community that do not know who she is our district connector for District 6. So anything that's connecting or collaboration with our captain, police, politicians, she is that person to bring them together. Been that person before she took this position, but really is that person now for Shelby County. So make sure you reach her. If you can't get me, get her.
That was good. Grandpa Charlie. Y'all give it up to Grandpa Charlie. So the Shelby County District Connector Program, we do a thing community conversation. We have one coming up in District 7, which is going to be held at the Douglas Community Center on Tuesday, April 15th. And we usually start with dinner, do some networking, and then we go into the community conversation. The community conversation basically is a time for the residents to come out and kind of share their thoughts and come up with some solutions for things that people have put on that survey. Y'all seen the survey, we always have it on the table for you all to take. It's really for y'all to give us feedback about things that you want to see done in your district. What gaps are there? How can we fill those gaps? So District 7 includes the Fraser, Midtown, Smoky City, Klondike, Binghamton, and North Memphis areas. So they're going to have that on the 15th, starting with dinner at 5. And then from 5:30 to 7:30 will be the conversation, we'll get some solutions, and then usually we give some feedback in a report that comes out, so you kind of know what the residents in that area are looking to make happen, okay? So there's a flyer, I guess you got some flyers, you might see these, if you want to register, there's a QR code. Our District 6 community conversation will be coming up in July, so keep an eye out for that, and we'll put on the survey at the end, just kind of get some feedback from you all on that, okay? Thank you.
And also, I know we're working on in June, a housing housing act that's going to help the rental system, all of that through Shelby County government. So we're going to be bringing all those resources here. Thanks to Councilman for allowing us to use this space. We're going to be bringing those resources here for those who have a rental problem, rental assistance, and those other things. So look for that event as well coming from Shelby County government. Anybody else got anything else? Come on, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is afternoon. I am Dr. Angela Shabazz from Mentoring with the Vision. We work with the students of Craigmont Middle School, assisting them with life skills, professional skills. Just making sure that once they become adults, they are employable, right? We are having our community spring fling this Saturday, April 12th. At 10 a.m. at the Holy Nation Church located at 3333 Old Brownsville Road. Right now we have about 40 vendors, community members, vendors. There will be face painting for the kids, animal balloons, bouncers, cotton candy, everything that you don't want your babies to have. We will probably have it there. Also, the Craigmont Middle School band and the choir will perform at 12 p.m. and we will have a fashion show with our students that we work with at 1 p.m. So please come out, support, bring friends, family, grandbabies, nieces, nephews, papa. They're too small right now, but next year I'm sure they're going to be here. Thank y'all so much.
All right, thank you so much. And for those who don't know why they call you Paw 240 this morning, we had our first grandbaby.
Blessings, everyone. I'm Katrina Graham, and I'm a relationship connector for Becoming One. You'll notice on your tables that I put this little flyer for you all to scan in hopes that you and the members of your congregation, those members of your community, your family will join us on May the 2nd and 3rd for our conference. We are a relationship skills development program through Agape. And what we will be offering are services for those in their marriages, in their individual relationships, and in fatherhood. We have it both for English and Spanish. And we're asking that you all will join us in sharing this information with our community. Oftentimes we hear people say, well, I didn't know any better, or no one told me. That excuse now has been debunked. We are here to train you and also to celebrate you in those areas where you're already doing the right things throughout your community, so that we can see the change and be the change that we're expecting. So come join us. And if you're online and you're looking for our information, go to Agape's website or call Agape Child and Family Services, and they will direct you to the Becoming One program. Thank you.
Memphis Island.
Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all all right? I'm Janelle Lord. I'm the community relations coordinator for the Ride and Praise area. And this is our hosting their third annual Breakthrough Conference. There is a flyer on everybody's desk. This event will take place April the 29th and the 30th. I encourage you all to register, come fellowship with us. It is a QR code on the flyer. Need more information, go to mls.org. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Sonia Avery, the Ministry Center Coordinator for Assembly. We will be partnering with Community Alliance for the Homeless on April the 26th with the 901 Counts Spring Fair for our friends who are experiencing homelessness in the Raleigh community. So if you are walking alongside of anyone that experiences homelessness, please share the information with them. I will have flyers for you. Again, if you like to be a volunteer participate, we'd love to have you with us as well. On May the 14th, Dwelling Place in Timberlake will be hosting our third annual Health Wellness Fair. And if anybody would like to join us, please join us between, it's going to be from 9 to 12. And there will be a QR code on the flyer as well for anyone that would need to sign up for mammograms.
Mike on the third.
Thank you, Commissioner. Just want to remind everybody that we are, I'm Mike Arnold with Families Matter Firm, and we have a tremendous opportunity to come together in partnership. How many people know that partnership is important?
Yes.
You wouldn't be in this meeting if it wasn't important, right? And so in that, we have a great event that's coming up next Wednesday. There's a flyer on your table. It is our Partnership Appreciation Meeting. And so this is an opportunity for us to come together as a community to talk about the things that we've been able to do together and how we can go forward. And so for those that don't know, we have an emphasis on fatherhood. We've been working with fathers for the last 2.5 years with the Affirm program, which is the Father's Involvement Really Matters. And so we're going to have a Partners Appreciation Luncheon from 12 to 2 next Wednesday at our new corporate office, which is at 2670 Union Avenue Extended. If you know where Union is near, it's where there's a Bank of America. There's two, I call them Twin Towers. It's the second one was the Higginbotham Building. So we're there now. And so that's our corporate office. And so we would love for you to be our guests. So in order to do that though, we need to do that this week, and I would encourage you to do it now. There's a QR code, so you can pull your phone out right now and scan the QR code and be our guest. And we're going to be sharing some things that we're doing and recap what we've done in the past, and we would love for you to be a part of it. So it's Wednesday the 26th, next Wednesday, the 16th, at our Union Extended office, and as Families Matter Firm, a village of support, and that's what it takes, a village for us to work together. So thank you, and we look forward to you. Don't forget to scan the QR code.
Again, we got some great things happening in our community. Our stakeholders, we good. Likewise, Pastor Braun next to him, know that they got some great work going on, work over there at University City. Seeing our pictures with the baby had Austin Nail out there with the after school program. So that's how you help children, community police relationships. You start early. But I don't know if Austin Nail convinced them to be police officers. But again, thank you, Bill, for being a great part of this neighborhood watch. You got anything? We good? Just, okay, come on.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Ella State, the Neighborhood Watch Coordinator at Peay. So we're partnering with Impact Church. We're having an Easter Festival Friday, April 18th, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Impact Ministry Church. So everybody come out and enjoy.
Again, as a board member of the Soulwood Foundation, I want to share again, May the 3rd, you can get your tickets at the SoulwoodAwards.com. Going to be honoring some great guests, David Jordan with Agape, Vince McCaskill with School Seed, Pastor Stacey Spencer, Dr. Stacey Spencer with New Direction Church, and so many other leaders Charles Ewing, one of our business owners here in the community, doing great work. So those leaders will be honored May the 3rd at the University of Memphis. Again, this organization is founded by some of the ones who were here a week ago with us. Again, great work that they do, giving out scholarships to students. They work in the school, have curriculums in the school, and we're blessed to have that organization, even though she's founded here in Memphis, to go all over the country with her curriculum in the schools, helping with life skills. And I'm going to have her here as a speaker in the next month or so for y'all to truly hear her story, powerful story. Also, in the vein of...
so we got 2 free tickets for that event.
You got 2 free tickets? Thank you. I need both of them. Now, if you need a ticket, let us know. We most definitely want. I may have some extra tickets as well. So, yeah. We'll make sure we do that. Thank you, Mr. Live. In the vein of Pastor Richard Floyd again, and his legacy that we're going to continue to push and support. One of the businesses there, Prestige Home Furnishing, that's inside of that shopping center on Watkins at 3740 North Watkins. Please, this is a black-owned business. He is, again, we're pushing the legacy to continue to support our own and continue to build wealth in our community. And this place, some beautiful furniture, awesome brand new, all furniture, 3740 North Watkins. Again, reach out to him. We got flyers back there on the table, 901-779-6981. So in other words, don't go with John Roy. Actually, go to Prestige Home Furniture. That's free advertising. But good, y'all know also over there at the Regroup, if y'all want some brand new Nikes, shoes they got, y'all see these John Morant. I got these from the Regroup in Crazy. I didn't go to City Group, I went to Regroup. Why that money goes back to help our young men and through his mentor program. Those young men, again, are needing our support and help in his absent men. Again, I will continue to call on you all as we step up to fill that gap. 80% of those boys in that program do not have a father figure. They're not there. And so what he was that plug he had for them was that plug that was needed. So we need our men to continue to step up and support them. Let's continue to keep the Floyd family in prayer as the transition of the church. It was taking this transition again. I've been a part of that ministry on and off. Some know I went to become a senior pastor, but back there with him last year, my family went back to the church. 23 years under Pastor Richard Floyd as my pastor, so I just thank him for his legacy. And again, one of the things, Pastor, we don't get on me all the time, and before I bring up the speaker, I say, Charlie, get you a break, right? You do a lot of work, you got to take some time off, and so I was blessed to go and take a couple of days off last week, but it did so much. Yeah. I'm talking about a refreshing in the mind. So I know all of you all as stakeholders who do this work every day in our community that help so many people. Take that balance of that time away so that you can stay focused and don't break, but to continue to build. I had to say that to those who are out there. So again, thank you. But as I bring up our next guest, we good. I want to thank my Bella White back in the back, Mr. Lucretia Macklin. So people say, man, you need to absolutely know constituents in the community. That's how I do it, because I got her in the office all day, and she does a wonderful job making sure when the phone calls come, the emails come, that I'm able to respond back to our constituents. So I thank her. I put a lot more on her, because I share her with Commissioner McWright, so y'all pray for her. Barton don't get to see her as much as Robin did in the 60s. Again, the Harvard, y'all good? RC3, you good? All right, Brother Swift, you good? And I want to just give Pastor Swift a hand. He's one of our pastors here in the community long time. He used to do a lot of work too with Colonel Kirkwood before in the old island station, but still just an awesome gift to our district out here. What's the name of the church? New Covenant. He's the pastor there now, where he served under his pastor for many years. He passed a few years ago. Now he's leading that church in our community. So looking for a good connection here. Brother Cowell, we good? You don't have no events coming up?
Well, I do have a summer camp coming up, but I'm going to bring it to you until it's next week.
Okay, thank you, sir. Again, that's another great partner there to be connected with here. So as I get ready to bring up our new Colonel, Miss Colonel Shabazz, again, a woman who has been truly in the trenches and in our community doing the work. Y'all may have seen her because she was behind the scenes a lot, but she was working with the chief. She was the assistant to Chief Davis, so she comes out from some good breeding. So we didn't just get anybody, Pastor, as our colonel. We got somebody that's connected all the way to the top. So if we need helicopters and drones and all that, she's a budget cut. She's a phone call away. She don't have to go through nobody to go through nobody. She already know how to get it done. And if we'll get it done, we're going to get on her. But I want to say this about this colonel, and I know we talk about it a lot. Myself, Touche Parkinson, State Representative Parkinson, Logan, Councilwoman Logan, we all texted throughout the night. And I was going home one night, and they took over the street, drag racing. It was taking over, man. It was crazy. Here and our colonel at 8, 11 o'clock at night with us, texting back and forth to make sure we had cars that was getting there to put a stop to that. That's the type of colonel that we got. She don't sleep. She's up working with us to make sure that our community is safe. So give her a hand and Colonel Shabazz.
So I do not know why everybody has such a hard time pronouncing my name. So it's Colonel Shabazz. And even Chief calls me Colonel Shabazz. Guess what? I am. So hello everybody. For those who do not know me, I'm the new colonel as of January the 4th of this year at Austin Peay Station. And although I'm new at Austin Peay Station, I'm not new to the force. So I've been on 21 years, okay? Thank you. So I'm gonna start with a little bit about me, but I'm actually here to answer questions that you have of me. So I've been on 21 years. I started my career here in July of 2003. Since then, I worked at Airway Station, what we call the Old West Precinct, which is now Crum. I also worked in white collar crime. I worked in special victims unit in sex crimes. I spent many years in homicide, both as an investigator and as a supervisor. I also worked in felony response. I spent many years as undercover in organized crime unit. So you see that I have spent a lot of my time in different areas in the police department. And you know what? Once I became a colonel, it all came together and was very useful for me. And I'll get to that, and it's going to be very useful to you as well as in this community. So Commissioner Caswell spoke of actually having connections, right? And so one thing that I did leave off is that before I was promoted to colonel, I was actually the chief of staff for Chief Davis. So, what does that mean? So that means sitting in rooms, sitting back, listening, and being a part of the table, right? So you sit back, you listen, you absorb, you observe, and then you put it to action, right? So he spoke of drones, and Austin Peay Station is the pilot program for the drones here in the city of Memphis. So, also I spoke of the organized crime unit. So I still have a whole lot of people that I worked for when I was working undercover. And they used to ask me for things, and being in this position, guess what? It's payback now. It's payback. So you always, I would say, the number one thing that is very important is to create allies. You create allies and you treat people with respect because you never know who you need to call upon, okay? And that is really what policing is all about, okay? So we're the enforcement side. So you call us and we get it, right? We get the phone calls, we get the urgency, we get the police isn't doing anything, or we need the police right now, or we need this, we need that, okay? You call on us because that's our job. And guess what? We're gonna do our job, but you have a job to do too. And so that is what we are stressing now. You hear the mayor and the chief always talk about the holistic approach, and everybody's using that word, right? It's a trendy word to use now, but all of us already know it's not a new word. It is not a new concept. Let me put it that way. All right? So, my folks over here always say that when I speak, I always talk about Moscow, Tennessee. So, Moscow, Tennessee is where I was raised. Good old country girl. Right? And if my mom and my dad right now see me, they would say when people see, hey, are you the police? You don't act like the police. You this and that. We always hugging. I'm always hugging. I don't care who it is. I'm hugging. Because that's how we were brought up. And so, that connection between the community and the police, the holistic approach that everyone is talking about, is what our grandparents used to say, it takes a village. And who's included in that village? Besides everybody. Besides the police, there are churches, right? Holistic, right? There are resources, holistic. There is schools, holistic. This is who helps raise our kids when the parents were at work. So what changed? So we need to ask ourselves that. What changed? Because everything went toward one specific entity is the sole focus on what's going on in our community. And that has never been the concept that we should have depended on. So we going back. It's never too late. I was sitting in church the other day, and it says, and the pastor said, you know what? Going to work should never be a chore. Because it was commanded by God.
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah. And there are many people who wish that they were in our places that are not able or cannot get a job or whatever, all of that. And I sat there and I thought about that. And then the pastor said, we really shouldn't think about why we're going to work. We should be thinking about who we're going to work for and what our purpose is. I said, oh, isn't that something? So our purpose at MPD is simple. It's to protect what matters. That's it. What does that mean? It means to give you the tools and the knowledge to remain safe while we, the police, work behind the scenes to investigate crimes and to put those who pose threats off of the streets. That sums up the Memphis Police Department. So, what part do you play? All of us, right? Because now we're connected. If you see us behind the scenes now, it's a little bit different. Because you know what we're doing? We're having meetings with the clergy. We having meetings with Memphis allies sitting in the back. Hello? And they know. And Commissioner Caswell already told you. Everybody know I'm up sending emails at night, on weekends. I told somebody I was on vacation. They don't believe me yet. Because the fact is that I work more on vacation than I do a lot of times when I'm at work. You know why? Because our community depends on us. You've got to have people in place in the department that says that they have a whole lot of power. You need to have people in place who care. Understand? Because we shouldn't be actually trying or, let's say, trying to figure out how to treat people. We should already know how to treat people. And that's coming from, I'm not talking about the blue. I'm talking about the human nature of a person. That's what I'm speaking of. And that's what all of us have to get back to. Because a lot of times we're at the precinct, I could just I'm not gonna mention any names or whatever, we're talking to the youth who may say that this is their third, fourth, fifth offense. So it's time to sometimes do a little bit of talking. Because everybody always say, we're not gonna arrest ourselves away from the issues that we have at hand. Because it's deeply rooted issues. And the police coming to your door for a good 20 minutes is not gonna solve it. Am I correct? Yes. So that's why we have our resources at hand. That's why the thought process of the police department is changing. It's changing, and I love it. It gives me an opportunity to talk to people. I love talking to people. But most of the time, one-on-one, a lot of times, you guys are never here. We see it, we turn on television just like you do. But we have first-hand information. The television has second-hand information, sometimes third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, right? But we have that. And who is better to connect the resources that people need than the people who are coming to your door? Because see, some people are not going to make it to Memphis Allies. They don't know who to call. But they know one number to call. What number is that, y'all? 911. 911. Help. That's what the help. That's it. That's what they should. But help, right? So if I'm there and I'm at your door and you have an issue, right? And let's just not say that it's always an enforcement issue, but you called me because you thought it was an enforcement issue. So we look at it and say, hey, see, I'm not a doctor, right? I'm not clergy. I'm not a counselor, although we are. Yeah. However, I can point you to the direction and to the people who can help. And I only just don't point. He'll tell you, I call. All unorthodox, that's me. It's not just, hey, I think you need to go through this way. No, they need help today. Today is Friday. They can't wait until Wednesday. Because right now, their lives are at stake. They need somewhere to go. And they can't wait on me. If I'm telling you I can help you, when do you want me to help you? Now. Because next Friday, number one, it could be too late. Number two, you got other issues. Something else that came up. So, we're getting to that avenue that's what we're doing now. That's what we're trying to do now. So every investigation may not be as swift as you think that it should be, but there's things happening behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, when the shooting's happening. We're going there, like I said, we're going to do what we do, but also we're going to involve other people as well to prevent the next shooting, the next retaliation, the next victim. Prevention and intervention. All Peay. Y'all just remember Peay. Prevention, intervention, enforcement. That's the community and the police and all of the resources working together to develop this holistic approach to policing. Okay? Simple. Everybody remember?
Yes.
Okay? So I am going to open up, and I know y'all got questions. Please have questions. So I'm going to open up for an opportunity for you to ask me. But let me give you this disclaimer. There are certain things as the police that I can and I cannot answer. And it's not because I'm going to avoid a question. It's just because I cannot possibly at this point in time. But I'll let you know. So go ahead.
I got a question.
Yes.
So, Coach Shabazz, first, thank you for being here today, and second, thank you for the leadership. I think what we're seeing happening in District 6 is that we see our law enforcement actually want to be present. Just last week, we had the Legacy Resilience Center. We're seeing more law enforcement in spaces where people feel safe. So can you kind of share your vision for how you're bridging the gap between the Austin Precinct and District 6 as far as bringing more community resources to the table? How we can better support you and your team?
Oh, I like that question. How do we support the police? How often do we get that? How often do we get that? And the support, number one, you're already doing it, and you know you are. Thank you very much. But the support is basically, if you have situations or you have individuals that need, let's say, to be redirected. I'll put it that way. That need to be redirected. And the only phone call, you don't know how. You can throw your hands up. Okay? Or somebody who you know has thrown their hands up. Okay? And the only person, the only people who you know to call is who I told you, help. So call them. But when they get there, you ask them, I need some resources. I cannot do this by myself. I need a lifeline. Whether that's mentorship, whether that's parenting skills. Y'all heard of the VCF grant? The Violent Crime Intervention Fund? Okay, and actually did a joint office of neighborhood from the mayor's initiative, the DCIF is the governor's and Chief Davis initiative. These are funds and resources that portion of it that the government has used, almost $40 million, that they thought was really important enough to put back into the community. Because what we could have done, remember they gave that money to the police department. It could have been used for as much equipment as we possibly could have used. But instead, it was put back into the community. Because that's how important Chief Davis now believes that we got to bridge that gap. Because, let me tell you, we see in our kids and our youth, and all of us have seen them, going down the wrong path. But I'm a firm believer, that if you offer and you consistent, because I'm gonna tell you, they can read you. If you're not sincere, get out the way. If you're not sincere, get out of the way because you're gonna cause more problems than anyone can solve.
That's right.
So if, you know what, and it's okay for that not to be your purpose. I told you that everybody has a purpose. If that's not your purpose, pass the mic. And don't get up here and try to fake, because they're gonna see straight through you. And you're gonna be posted on But, so, with that being said, is please guys, if you don't know, just please reach out to one of us, and we will give you more details or point you in the right direction of those who have the knowledge to offer these resources, because they are available.
My name is Robert. This is my question. Like, when you all get assistance from the state with the state troopers, you know, like we coming back up on another summer, getting out again. We know people gonna be out here drag racing, driving crazy. But when you all get assistance from the state, like I see them flipping all up and down Highway 14 in the daytime, pulling on people trying to go to work, which, you know, we shouldn't be speeding, but when nightfall comes, they doing donuts on all different types of pawn lots, all different type of street corners and all that. You don't see state troopers nowhere when really, they really need to be visible at, you know, in the evening when these people are here acting crazy. So how do y'all coordinate this?
So that's a real good question, and actually I'm going to, I'm not going to disagree, but I'm going to counter with an example. So possibly about a couple of weeks ago, we had this individual who was actually burglarizing a lot of businesses in the Austin Peay area and in other areas of the city. And he was hitting the O'Reilly stores, auto stores and things of that nature. And matter of fact, it was during spring break. And so we do have a partnership with Tennessee Highway Patrol. And believe me, let me tell you, if you only knew the amount of actually enforcements that they do, you would applaud them, okay? So, but just like us, there's only a certain amount of resources that are allocated to the Memphis area because remember they have to cover the whole state. So in this particular instance that we had this one guy breaking into these buildings overnight and causing, and you know, breaking into the businesses and stuff, it costs more than just stolen goods, it's property damage as well too on how they're trying to enter it. So we asked for the assistance of Tennessee Highway Patrol to, for our traffic enforcement. That night, we were setting up directed patrols in our parts stores, us, the police. So actually, we drove up on one. When I say we, I'm talking about police. Drove up on one, and this guy was coming out of breaking into a business, and it was the guy who we had been after. So let's say that at that point in time, he got away. But lo and behold, to him, he didn't know that the sky was watching, right? So Tennessee Highway Patrol actually was monitoring the city sky area, and they put their bear up. So what he didn't know was that he got away from the blue lights, right? But they all still in the area, chased him all the way, I think, into Rain Station, right? So that's a long way. And he went to places, but did not realize that he was being watched. So they helped us, along with them and the Tennessee Highway Patrol, who got involved in this as well. I'm talking about actually the officers on the street, the Tennessee Highway officers on the street. So they're doing more than traffic enforcement. So they are assisted in a whole lot of ways that they probably normally wouldn't assist. And they are an excellent partnership to have. So, to speak on and I forgot one important part, that occurred probably around between the hours of 1 a.m. and 2:30 a.m. in the morning. So they are out there, but it just depends. Now remember, they cover the whole city. So we have dedicated state troopers who were actually hired for the sole purpose of covering Memphis. But they have to be allocated through the different districts, okay?
All right, if I can ask a question, just when you look at the media, like even this morning, there was a shooting, I think, in Whitehaven, and it automatically, like, shooting in Whitehaven, they out there covering that story, come to find out it was a suicide. How much do the impact of media throwing murder, shooting on before us that you feel has the narrative of what we're seeing? Because people would say crime is high because all they see is death. What do you say when you speak to that? And just, again, as someone who's seen it all, like being under Chief Davis, do you feel as our city, I know it's dangerous, but it's as dangerous as to what the media just make it look like it out? I guess that's a loaded question. So. No, I'm going to try to answer that question. First of all, you know, with the media, actually I was on the news media live on Channel 5, actually doing this forum on Friday. We were speaking about incidents that was going on in the Austin Peay area. So here's the thing that I would say, you know, about that. Number one, crime is not an illusion. Crime is decreasing. Okay, that is facts. I want to put that out there because a lot of times people go, I don't know where this myth is about, you know, like being dishonest with numbers and all of that kind of stuff. Because it's easy to debunk that. You have a whole lot of police officers and all of us did just come together and say, hey, we're just going to get together and agree to say that these are our numbers. No, all of that is based on facts, okay? So crime is down. Applaud everybody. So I can say that with the news media, let's just say that in certain instances, they probably
report what they think their viewers want to see. So I'm going to ask with that question, it probably needs to be with them. You need to ask the question with them, the viewership needs to let them know, we want to see the good things that's going on in our city. And when other people are coming in our city and visiting, do you not realize that how many of you go on vacation and turn the television on and look at the news at other places? Because you want to know what's going on there. There are some places that I go to and you be thinking there's no crime because they are not publicizing it at all. Right. Period. So that is something that we need to get together with the news media and let them know that it's having an effect on not just us, but on how other people view us in the city as well. And unfortunately, the situation that you're talking about on that is that working homicide, I feel your pain on that because during a situation such as a suicide or just a natural death or something like that, I know that people are interested in the murders and the homicides, but you have to give people their privacy because they are already traumatized. And they're trying to wrap their minds around what just happened. And then on top of that, we're there in their face trying to figure out what happened. Because, they already have that. So all I have to say on that, and I'm going to bow out gracefully, is that is the community who needs to go to their news stations and let them know what they want to see. Okay?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for coming on. I'm very glad that you were here. I just got kind of a little old question, not much, but when it comes to our young men, I'm asking you this. Number one, I'm tired of burying. And number two, they need some help. And so I'm saying, as our council, I'm not talking to the mayor and none of them, I'm talking to you and Rodney. Do you feel like it's any hopeful, because y'all out here? And then number two, what can we really do? Not to get a photo op. I'm so tired of people on the news that ain't doing nothing. But not a photo op. I'm saying, what can we really do to help them?
So I think that's a great question, and it's not loaded. Number two, the answer is always going to be yes on me being hopeful and optimistic. So that you're going to get that all the time, from me. And I'm not just saying that. I'm saying that all of us working together to come to our young men. And this starts, we were at elementary school, recently for career day. And so I walked in, and it was supposed to only been like a few kids that I was supposed to be talking to. So, but as I walked down the hallway, the kids in the room saw me. And so all of them jumped up, right? Just out of control. The teachers didn't even know what was going on because they saw me passing the door. And the majority of them that I noticed were young boys. And they were jumping up, why you hating Miss Police? Why you even done that? Can you come and see us? So I was not prepared, but I talked to 5 different classes. And you would be amazed of the mentality of those students. Because they didn't talk about shootings. They didn't talk about death. They talked about some of the craziest stuff that kids need to be talking about. I remember that my grandmother always used to say, and I didn't understand what she said. She was like, let kids be kids. Right. And that was the portion that I thought was so hopeful. Because that's all they talked about. That's it. And then when you asked them what they wanted to do, it was everything. It was good to see. So my thought process at that point in time was that somehow or another, between the ages of here to here, what's missing? Because if they have it here, right, that means that the same parents that we're saying that don't have it here, they actually do have it. Because they're doing something and instilling something in them at this point in time. So what changed? So is it peers? Is it social media? Because maybe at this point in time they don't have social media. Parents don't want them to have, social media, don't have the phone or whatever. That's why they always ask you for your phone, right? So you're probably monitoring what they see. It's a whole lot of stuff that's going on at this age that we need to figure out what happened once they get to this age. Because it's there, same parents, same grandparents, same aunts, uncles, everybody, right? But now we're looking over that they're paying more attention, and this part over here is a little bit more sexy than this part over here. So I'm going to say from my standpoint, is to not take your hands off of them.
That's right.
Not take your hands off of them. Because I see reports where we're going, and everybody, and not to dispel anything, I'm not saying anything, please don't blast me for what I'm saying. But we need to stop self-diagnosing our kids.
That's right.
We have help. We got help. And social media, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever chat, and all other kind of stuff cannot tell you what's wrong with your child. Because sometimes between this age and this age here, it's the old folks will say they smelling themselves.
Oh, yes, they are.
Let's get on back to that. And so that means that we have to educate ourselves to get over this hump along with them, not turn them loose. Because the development part is not there either. So with that, do not take your hands off of them. If you see somebody, we have the churches and everything in your church, it is not cute for these kids to be cutting up in places where they should be learning how to act, and as my mama say, go sit down somewhere. So we got to help these parents get across this hump to let them know that these people who we're dealing with right here is our future leaders. They are our principals, they're our police officers, they're our attorneys, they're our sheriffs, they're our commissioners. You see, you instill this in them. And if they don't see it, they're going to keep hearing it. So when this other person over here try to tell them, hey, come over here and join this game, my game over here with my family.
That's right. That's right.
It's not over here. Because see, they probably check over here because this disconnect right here. So I'm sorry.
One last question.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us today. I echo what everyone else is saying here. I'm a proud resident of Raleigh, 30 plus years. I remember, really almost 40 years that things that happened in Raleigh, how it changed. I look down and back now from a business standpoint. Let's say 3 to 5 years from now, what do you want to see in this community? What does success look like for you as the new colonel here in District 6?
Okay, I love that question. I'm going to tell y'all something. And I know I'm talking about the Raleigh Frazier area because that's also key. I'm over the Raleigh Frazier area. So I incorporate it all. So I have I'm just going to say I have some apartment complexes that I'm losing sleep over. I'm okay with that. Because you know what I told them? I said before, my sole purpose, honestly, and I tell them they laugh. I said it's to make a utopia out of the Raleigh Frazier area where these places people want to come to.
That's right.
See, I said it's a vision. It's a purpose, it's a vision. Because see, that's all incorporated with all of the questions that y'all had answered. Because I'm not, that y'all asked, I'm not up here as someone to say to give the proper political answer to everything. Because I'm going to tell you something. And I'm going to say this and don't get in trouble over it, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's time out for that. And matter of fact, it was never time in for it. So, Everybody knows that. But really, to make this place, the Raleigh-Fraser area, a place where people want to not only stay, but come back to. A safe haven. Because we can do it. We can do it. And we can do it together. That's still, you know what? I have people call me all the time, and sometimes I have to say, okay, who am I talking to? And then I say, go ahead. Go ahead. Because at that point in time, regardless of whether they're coming back, they're doing this, and he'll tell you, as many times as we need to, send them back out there. And do you not know that as the colonel, you think if you call them that everybody's willing to go? Everybody's not willing to go. Right? But you know what I say? I move forward or get out the way. They got the right one. I'm going to smile. And I'm going to do it like I do my kids. When you finish, by the end of that day, when I come upstairs, that room better be clean. Now, you can go ahead and clean it in a hurry and do it right. Or you can labor all day long, complaining, but it better get done. That's how we need to treat not only the Raleigh-Fraser area, but the whole city. We need to start holding people accountable from the top to the bottom. And guess what? Y'all think the police have the power? You have the power. The community is the one who has the power. I am appointed. Anybody know what that means? We're vested in 25 years. I got 21 years on. I told y'all that, right? I got 4 more years before I could think of retirement. But not 4 more years before y'all can keep me out of here. So guess what? Man, I'm busting up, boots, hats, ponytail, whatever it takes. I'm out there with you. Now, in closing, to show you that we're out there with you. And like I said, hold up, let me add this. It's not going to happen overnight. So if you wake up tomorrow morning and Fraser is on the news or Raleigh is on the news, don't give up hope. That's what I'm asking you. Because we're still working behind the scenes, okay? But I want to leave you with this. Scheduled sometime maybe the end of May or June. So we're going to start. We took a tour of Ridgecrest recently, a walking tour of Ridgecrest. I told you I was working with apartment complexes. It's about 8 apartment complexes that are working together with the management company. All the management company, the street interventionist people, all kinds of resources and everything. We got everybody. But a lot of times you don't hear about this. So we got everybody. Enforcement, cop, we got everybody. Anytime something happens, they call me in certain ones of these apartment complexes. But let me tell you real quick what we have got these apartment complexes to do, because a lot of times people do not give credit where credit is due. It does not happen overnight when we have things that are really embedded. We got to take them and we got to pull them out. We got to pull it out, right? So some of the apartment complexes, I'm not going to name them yet, but you'll hear about them soon. Some of the apartment complexes, they are having new security put in. They got camera systems being put in. They joined Memphis Connect. That's something that if someone is having problems in the business that you need to connect to. They joined the Memphis Connect. They're putting LPR, license plate readers, in their apartment complexes. They're putting up fences. They're putting in barriers and stuff legally, right? And working hand in hand with the resources that are out there to make their property better. And you know what? Estimated spending over $1 million to do it. So that stuff should be noticed and noted, because I don't want anybody coming to me asking, hey, they always have been bad. They always have been bad. Those apartment complexes always have been bad. So you give it up. So that's the legacy that you want, that someone has always been bad, so you just gonna leave them over there in the corner. No. No, we're not doing that. Because there is always hope. And he has given it to us. And when he gave it to us, y'all know what I'm talking about. When he gave it to us, I believed it to this day. And we're not going to give up at all on the Raleigh-Frazier area. Because remember, the MPD has one simple task, and that is to protect what and who matters. Thank you.
We got a colonel that's passionate about this work. I just say this real quick that because I saw the city council meeting before I came here, one of the bills that we've been pushing for, we was in a meeting with Colonel a couple of weeks ago and business owners in this community to talk about addressing some of the nuisance of these stores and businesses that allow people to just fester and loot around those stores, knowing what they're doing, many times seeing them selling drugs. So House Bill 1050 and Senate Bill 1135 is something State Representative Parkinson is leading at the state. It should be going before the committee by tomorrow. We passed it last Monday in the Shelby County Commission. I want to thank my Shelby County Commissioners to pass a resolution to support that nuisance bill, as well as today I saw in the committee, City Council passed it and had Republicans and Democrats, as we did, come together around that. And what they do real quick is that many of these businesses get a nuisance by the district attorney office and they back open the next day. And then it happened again and back open. So this time, with this new state law, if they do it, and then the third time is that we as a community and the businesses around it can sue them. And now, case in point, one of the people came to this meeting that brought it to my attention why I supported this was right up here at Covington Pike in Yale. They came out there and shot back to back at the smoke shop up there. Well, one day they shot right outside the business and 9 parents took their kids out of that daycare. They might be at RC3 now. They took them from that daycare. That lady lost $3,000 a week in revenue because of this continuing nuisance of that business right there. And that business, again, could have been putting cameras there, could have been upgrading their security, could have done a lot of things to keep these individuals out. I know personally, I walk in my store right at James and Howland and see the boys trying to sell dope in the store owner watching them do it in the business. I asked them that night when they would drive drag racing, why y'all ain't call the police? Oh, they gonna be all right. That's what the store owner said to me. So if we got businesses that's contributing to that behavior, we got to hold them accountable. And as your elected officials, this is what we're doing, working together at the state level, city level, county level to do some of this in our community. So let's give Colonel another hand. Thank you all for coming out, and we will